Hello, I'm Dr. Lynn Reid, and we're just talking today about this idea of busyness and how it impacts our overall well being, our mental health, our interactions with others, and our happiness. So, increasingly, I find myself and friends, colleagues, family saying the same thing. Oh, I'm so busy. Um, everyone, when they ask, and I find it's my own reflex as well. How are you doing, Lynn? Oh, really busy. And it is something that we have sort of thrust upon ourselves. But as a society, it's now become this phenomenon of normality where our modern lives is really this cult of busyness. So we have this relentless pursuit of productivity and achievement. And we glorify being busy. We weaponize it within families. You know, can we get this? I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And dad, um, can you help me with this? I'm too busy. But even with friendships and our community interactions, we've now become so busy with our work lives and juggling our kids' school activities and so forth that we're really getting to that stage where we're so busy with these tasks that we've got and that we're creating, and we're in a trap of being pretty burnt out and dissatisfied. Constant activity doesn't necessarily equate to sort of a meaningful progress. We often fill our time with tasks that don't align with our deeper values or our passions. We're answering emails, we're responding to text messages, we're also losing ourselves in that sort of doom scrolling as well. We're on our phones first thing in the morning, we're on our phones last thing at night, passing half an hour, sometimes more, with what we assume is taking up time and responding to people and connecting, but it's really bereft of meaning. What we need to do is create space for what really truly matters. Rest and downtime are often dismissed as lazy or unproductive, but downtime is, in my mind, really essential for our mental health, creativity, our overall well being, turning off that fight or flight mode that we are in all of the time. Currently in society, we are constantly on high alert, hyper vigilant to the next text message, the next email, ignores the fact that we need rest to recharge, make better decisions, and think innovatively about life. Think about the times when you've had your best ideas. Has that been in between answering emails? Has it been when you're scrolling through your phone? Or has it been when you've taken a break from the busy? Has it been whilst you've been out for a run, out for a walk? More hours of work doesn't actually equal better results. It's a myth. When you're rested, you're more focused, you're more productive, you're more capable of handling challenges. When you're tired, lacking sleep, lacking rest, you're irritable, you are fiery. This is not the temperament of a good decision maker. In addition to just rest and downtime, I want us to think about mindfulness, being present. When we are scrolling, answering text messages, we're not in the moment. We're chasing the next bit of peace, but never getting there. We're in an era of constant distractions, where our minds are perpetually multitasking, we're seldom fully present in any given moment. We're worrying about past, we're worrying about what needs doing next. We're rarely in the present. So take a moment, and I'll take you through a bit of a questionnaire at the end to reflect on this. I want you to take a moment today to really engage in the here and now. Using mindfulness, I want us to reconnect with our present moment. Focus on what's in front of us. Focus on what is around us. I might look as if I'm in a sauna at the moment. I'm not. I'm on holiday. I'm in Italy skiing, and I'm at this wonderful ski resort, and I'm taking a moment to enjoy my surrounds, enjoy the pattering snow outside, the warmth of my room, the coffee in my belly, and taking a moment to breathe and be at peace. My family have escaped to do some skiing, and I'm having this wonderful morning of creativity I've made space for in my life. And I want you to be able to do the same too. I want you also to look at fun, just fun. When we are constantly valuing work, busy, productivity, having a little bit of frivolous fun is really worthwhile. It's an essential component of a well-balanced, healthy life. It's being in the moment with your children. It's having a laugh. It's reducing stress, a belly laugh, a social connectedness with another person over something funny builds really strong connections. Laughing with your partner, laughing with your friends, laughing with your children in a playful way helps us relax, it helps us recharge, and it approaches life with a sense of curiosity and joy. It's true mindfulness to enjoy the moment through laughter. So look at the funny in your life today. Find something humorous and laugh at it and share it with someone else. It could be playing sport and making a mistake. It could be doing a hobby and creating something silly. Or just having a laugh with friends, reminiscing. But play nurtures our creative mind, brings balance to our work as well. Something else I want to bring into this cult of busyness and defending yourselves from it is about setting boundaries. Historically, I have been atrocious at setting boundaries. I am famous for having far too many jobs, for having a real difficulty for saying no to people. It's part of my people-pleasing personality. But there are times when you have to stop and think, these constant demands from me is too much. And I need to protect my time and protect my energy. So learning to say no and learning how to say no is really important to protect ourselves from this cult of busy. Being able to say, do you know, that sounds amazing. That sounds like something I'd love to do. But I've got so much on my plate just now. I don't feel I could give it my all. Check back with me next time. Right at the moment, I'm at my capacity. And it's okay to tell people that. Setting boundaries allows us to create a bit of space for our own meaningful work. Without being able to say no, I wouldn't have the time and an opportunity to do projects like this that I really enjoy and I really value. So it's not about rejecting responsibility, but choosing where to focus your energy, ensuring that it's spent well on what matters to you and what you're actually going to flourish with. I want you to think of a recent episode of when you were asked to take on a burden by somebody else, and you did so. And you did so reluctantly, but out of that inability to say no. In that scenario, you commit to something that you often can't fulfill. You commit to something that you resent, and that resentment is a burden on its own. And you never give it the work that it requires, but it also takes your focus away. Go back to that moment where you were being asked, and by someone probably very influential or someone very good at talking you into things, whether it was a night out that you didn't have energy for, whether it was babysitting, whether it was taking on extra work. I just think back to that moment. If you could just have said, do you know that I jump into these things wholeheartedly and I spend a lot of energy doing things like this and it sounds exciting. But right at the moment, I'm at capacity and I best say no for now. And I'm sorry that I'm having to say no, but it's for the best for you and me. And practice saying that. Make it your small but useful tool mantra that you can pull out. Now, I'm going to talk about technology. As a mum of 2 teenagers, technology plays a huge role in the cult of busy. Our constant connectivity with our phones, emails, social media makes it really hard to properly disconnect and rest. Notifications, messages, demands, our attention is pulled all of the time, and it takes us away from the moments of rest and reflection that we actually need. So I want us to be mindful of our tech usage. If you're someone who doesn't really lean on this, think of other areas of technology. Is it television? Is it emails? Think about limiting your time on screens and technology that is stealing your time. Look at your kids' phones. Look and see what their screen times are. Myself and a group of mums from school did this recently, and we were shocked to see some teenagers spending 5 hours or more on their phones. And we were horrified at this, thinking, gosh, 5 hours per day of study would be amazing. And then we looked at our own phones. We're using phones to track activities and exercise and sleep, but we're also using it now for, I know in my own work in general practice, I'm using it for dictation and for scribing. So they're constantly there, but looking to see what our own usage is and how we can minimize it. Make it a rule that you don't scroll on your phone at bedtime or first thing in the morning. Having a scrolling addiction is ruining your productivity. It is stopping you from starting your day in a good way, and it's stopping you from ending your day in a good way. So instead of scrolling in the morning, have your habit formed that you turn off your alarm, you get up, you have a stretch, you look out the window, you have a deep breath, and you start your day purposefully, not mindlessly scrolling. I want you also to just reevaluate your productivity. It's not about how many hours you're logging. It's about the quality of your productivity. Real productivity is about achieving meaningful results. It's about doing work that aligns with your purpose and your values, not simply for being busy for busy's sake. Work smarter, not harder. And I know that that sounds incredibly privileged, and I recognize that. But in my own work as a doctor, I can find myself overwhelmed with paperwork, with tasks, follow-ups, chasing results. Trying to work in your admin time within your working day. And that means not taking it home with you. That means not doing it late at night. That means having your set time. For me, I find an hour in the mornings worth 2 at night. An hour before my working day starts, I can get through outstanding tasks, respond to patient messages, write my prescriptions, look up my results. And I can start my day with a clear plate. And at the end of my day, taking 30 minutes again to tick off the administrative tasks that, if left over 2-3 days, really build up into something quite insurmountable. Try to look at where you can delegate. Many of us will have colleagues and administrative assistants who can help us take something off our plate. Whilst you can feel, oh, it's quicker if I just do it myself. If you keep on doing that, that other colleague, that other assistant will not ever learn how to do the work that you're asking of them. It is about giving others the responsibility to both fail and to learn, and giving yourself some breathing space. So the cult of busy has infiltrated every aspect of our lives, but it's really imperative that we stop and we take a breather and we really challenge these social norms. This cannot be the way that we live the rest of our lives. I want you to value rest, prioritize downtime. I want you to lean into mindfulness, setting boundaries. We can break free from this constant cycle of being overworked. True success and fulfillment come from not being perpetually busy, but being valued for what you do, for being present, being available to those that we love, including our friends and our family, but also being available to our colleagues in a meaningful way. Not beck and call, but being there as someone who is good at making decisions, someone who has a rested mind and therefore is innovative and balanced. And I want us to embrace the importance of play and rest and the other aspects of our lives. Working can be too big, overwhelming. I want us to be able to lean into something more useful. I want us to reflect on the benefits of blue sky thinking, of the opportunity of doing nothing sometimes. We must redefine what it means to live fulfilling and get a balance between doing and being, achieving and resting, working and playing. Embrace these principles and cultivate a fuller life in a meaningful way. It's important for you, and it's important to hand these things on to our kids. Teach them now the benefits of downtime, of play, of rest, of mindfulness. Have some time now to do the questionnaire on the cult of busyness.